everyone, how's it going? Sinead here, alignment coach for highly sensitives and empaths. So I help you bring balance to your world. I help you lean into your vision, into your dreams, and really make the impact you want to make in the world while honoring your own energies, which is the essential part of alignment. So I'm all about alignment. I'm an alignment coach. So today I want to talk to you about what I call the alignment code, the HSP Alignment Code. And basically it's a culmination of a lot of my work over the past few years. And it's very much at the heart of the coaching that I do. It's at the heart of my coaching program, which is called the HSP Purpose Pathway. An absolute joy to work with other HSPs and empaths and bring them together on their purposeful pathway. And at the heart of this is what I call this code, the alignment code. So let me show you what it is. It's really important and integral part of how we bring balance into our lives and how we can actually enjoy our lives and also authentically express ourselves in our work. So the alignment code is three elements to it. Okay, so let me talk you through these three elements. Okay, here we go. So it has three elements. I call you the empowered trailblazer here in the middle because I do believe that HSPs and empaths out there, the ones who are purpose-driven, are the trailblazers and the change makers that the world needs. So we tend to be the creatives and the artists and the coaches and the healers and the educators and the enablers, the creative entrepreneurial people, you know, the people who are doing a lot of innovation across loads of different industries. So I call you trailblazers. So to become an empowered trailblazer, you need three elements. Optimal energy flow is the first one. So you might relate to this if you're feeling that you're kind of drained and overwhelmed and you're just feeling blocked in terms of having that flow in your life, having that energy flow that supports what it is you want to do. And the thing is, managing and honoring your unique energy flow is absolutely vital to your well-being. And if you leave it as an afterthought, it tends to catch up with you in the form of overwhelm, that point of overstimulation that we all know really well as highly sensitives, where we just need to check out for a day or two and recover, you know, where we've just pushed it too far. And this happens to all HSPs. But when you prioritize your energy flow, when you put your energy first and you put aligned action after that, you learn to recognize what suits you. You learn to cultivate your own optimal energy flow, optimal energy level, your own rhythm that really suits you. And then that becomes a really productive, steady energy flow that underpins everything else that you're trying to achieve. So it's absolutely key and we can't forget it. And a lot of us do. It's natural for HSPs in many ways, particularly for empaths, to put ourselves last because we're so attuned to the needs of others around us that we can often forget our own needs and we don't have solid boundaries in place. And that means then that our energy flow kind of comes last on the list. And that's why burnout is very common for us. We get those energy bursts and dips. And when we go like that for too long, we end up burnt out. So I wonder, can you relate to that at all in your professional career or even in your personal life? So then what is the second element of the HSP Alignment Code? The second element is empowered HSP identity. Now this is all about validation. So moving from a place of fear and doubt and not really knowing what's going on, not really having a sure-footed sense of self to a real clear sense of self-knowledge and self-validation. So if you want to live and run your life and your business or your career from the path of least resistance, you must honor your individuality, who you truly are. So call that your core identity, your self-concept, your true self, or your higher self. Only really you know that feeling. You know that feeling where you're just being yourself. It's just you. You feel true, you feel grounded, and you feel content. And a lot of HSPs lose their way from that sense of truly feeling like themselves. So without this self-knowledge and validation, you will lack that clarity around how you want to show up in the world. And that can get very confusing. So remember how you define yourself and how you treat yourself demonstrates to other people how it should be done. Many people will cross our paths who just won't get it. They just won't get this, and that's okay. Their experience is entirely different. A lot of non-HSPs will find it very difficult to understand why it is we have such a sensitive experience in life. They just might not ever understand, and that's okay. We need to be okay with that. It's our responsibility to empower and validate our own experience. It has to come from within. So you need to give yourself that validation, the validation and the permission you deserve to just be yourself, to just say, yes, I am highly sensitive. It's the way I function. It's fine. It's a trait. It's not my entire identity, but it is a significant part of who I am. And it's okay to be like that. And it's a powerful trait. It's not a weakness. It's a strength. And we need to start reframing that big time. So others will follow your lead around all of this if you can validate yourself to begin with. Okay, and the last one is aligned action. So going from that place where you feel you're maybe swimming against the tide at all times, you've real twisted up energy, you can't quite get it right, and moving to a place of inspired impact. And that's what the empowered trailblazer does. So aligned action is key. We have to meet the universe halfway. We can't work on our energy and we can't work on our identity and then not take action. Aligned action is action that feels good. It's inspired. It's coming from a place of inspiration, a place of creativity, rather than a place of fear or lack. So that action is action that's in flow rather than the feeling of struggling or being in resistance. So you can have your own copy of the HSP Alignment Code. Let me put up a link here so you can download your own copy directly from this stream, or indeed there'll be a link below on the post. I hope that it kind of speaks to you. Let me know. I'd love watching the replay. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. I'd love to connect with more and more of you HSPs out there. That would be fantastic. So the whole point of the alignment code is bringing these three elements together. So for example, if you've reached optimal energy flow, okay, and your blocks have been cleared and you're all action, right? You're feeling the alignment, you know the aligned steps you need to take to move forward, but you don't have that sense of validation. You don't have that HSP empowered identity, then you will lack clarity on who you are and how you want to show up in the world. Okay, so that's if the identity is lacking. Okay, number one. Number two there, if you do have the identity, right, and you understand what's going on and you have that optimal energy flow, but you're not taking action, you're not going to get anywhere either. We have to actually take action for things to physically change around us. So you can see how these are intertwined with one another, and that there's a balance required at all times. And when you bring that together in that beautiful place of alignment, which by the way is the best feeling in the world, then you are in a place of empowerment. You have self-empowerment. And that's where energy management meets self-knowledge, meets aligned action. That's where they merge, and that's when the magic can happen. And you can bring your, as I call them anyway, superpowers to the world. You may have grown up believing or being told by people around you, by society around you, that in fact, there's a certain weakness to this, that you're oversensitive, or you're overreacting, you're too much, you wear your heart in your sleeve too much, whatever messages we got, when in fact we need to reframe that. There's so much strength in what we have to offer, but validating ourselves first is the key. So I'd really encourage you to download your own copy of the HSP Alignment Code, have a play around with it, see where you're at, see which part of it maybe is out of balance, is out of whack right now, and reach out to me anytime. I would love to chat and connect with you. I do say hello or leave a comment or a chat. That would be fantastic.